Go. Foggy a little bit, to put it mildly. Still a little bit of stutter.
Hi mate, on Discord, mate.
Good morning.
How you doing? You all right?
I'm okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah, this is a session, isn't it? What's happened here?
I let it generate weather and it looks like it's a little bit
Oh wow.
foggy.
Yeah, yeah.
Bit
Is
foggy.
it that? Uh, oh, why isn't the? Oh, the time's static, ain't it? Yeah. Okay. What is it? Oh, 7:15 in the morning. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the schedule said
Yeah.
morning, so I selected morning and left it.
Oh, okay. Oh, what did you like? Just copy the time and stuff,
Um
or you just said it because.
no, when I selected morning that was the time, I guess.
All right. Okay.
Or did I select a time? Yeah, basically the only thing I specifically set was the track state at 50%. I let it generate
Oh,
everything
okay.
else based on the time of day and the track.
Right. Right.
I noticed they're modeling track polishing now.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yep. I wonder if they're modeling fog moisture on the surface.
Don't know. That seems a bit too far, I think. That's you see the I just updated now, 56 megabyte for the 49. I mean, you never know what that's for, do you? You never know if it's just to get it to fit in with what else they've done in the sim. So
Yeah, it could be just, static
yeah,
art somewhere or
yeah, yeah. I wonder if they've sorted out the front wishbones. You know about that, yeah?
no, what's going on there?
Oh, you know, like so when you look at the if you set your camera up for the front suspension,
Yep.
you need to look at it. You need to set a camera up for it. Basically, if you just move, slew your camera there. The suspension arm where it pivots on the front of the car at the pivot point, it's backwards. So uh, when the front of the car rises, the the arm goes down, doesn't it, at the wheel point, and then
Right.
from the pivot point. But then when you look past the pivot point inside the front of the car, it still goes up. It's like disconnected and it's backwards. It's always been like that. I told Christian Channon probably last year, and he said, "Oh, we'll have to have a look into that." And I said, "No, no, no, no." I said, "Leave it. Don't tell anyone. Let's just leave that like that forever. Just a quirky bug in the 49."
By the way, fair warning, I didn't
Mm.
get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm pretty tired. So we'll see, we'll see how I get on. Run for an hour or so, and then maybe reevaluate and see what I feel like.
Right. No worries. Let's just get the volume down. Well, you're definitely not allowed to stop until you get in the five.
Let's see. What did I get last night? I think I ran. I didn't run a lot of laps, but I think I got 30 laps maybe. And I actually
Yeah.
had to do some graphics adjustments at this track. I've been running
Oh, okay.
the same VR graphic settings for months, and suddenly had to make some adjustments here. I don't really know what the difference is.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Mm.
But I did run a few laps, and I think I got
Yeah.
to a 106.3 or something like that. So
That's nowhere, man.
yeah,
That's nowhere. I reckon, I guarantee that'll be. I reckon. Well, I mean, I've done a 105.3. Steve's done a 105.3.
right.
John's done a 105.6, but that was with only a few laps. You should be high 105s, and if not, with actually doing this help and training, you should be able to get mid 105s. The lap times are so close here. You got to treat this place like an oval.
Yeah,
You really have. It's
this layout's really simple, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? I did all my testing and helping other guys out. I used to do it at Silverstone National, and I got no reason why I didn't do it here. I should have done them all here. Silverstone National was nice because it's got all different types of corners, but this is so easy
Yeah.
that you should be able to get somewhere with it. But I'm just literally waiting for my rift to warm up because it's so cold in the room. I've got like condensation on the lenses.
Yep. I did think about that when I got up this morning about 6:15 my time.
Yeah.
You know, half an hour, 45 minutes ago. I came
Yeah.
down, turned on the computer, which has the headset plugged in, and warmed it up while I made breakfast and had coffee and did all that stuff
Yeah.
for the same
Yeah.
reasons.
Yeah. So this corner here, that exit, you wouldn't be over the other side of that curve.
Way over there.
Yeah.
There's I'm curious that they have the same track limits warning info like that they did. I don't know what.
No, it's different. So turn one, you can go. You can have your right side tires on the other side of the curb. You don't really want to go out that far, but when you come out, you can ride up that curb on the left now and get to where you are now. Look.
And I guess it really is just a 1x there. I haven't gotten a slowdown or anything, so
You'll get a slow. If you go over the edge with all four wheels, you have to get it back, or it'll give you a slowdown at the end of it.
oh, before the curb,
Yeah,
before the end. I mean,
yeah, before the end bit. So you need to get your car. I think it's sort of a bit earlier than the end as well. Yeah, that's the right line you want. Yeah, that's nice. I was just about to say you just need to get on power earlier, and then you did it. That's all you need to do. Honestly, mate, that's all you need to do around here. You just need to do it everywhere, so you get the whole lap.
and do it consistently.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the hardest part to do it in the S's, but that's all you need to do. So you just need to work out what this is. This is a section where you really need to work out the best sort of way through the whole lot of it. Sort of think of it as a complete section and not 3 corners, you know?
Right.
Because one corner leads into the next. You got to really work out how best to work out the first one to make the second one work, to make the third one work. It's really like that. But once you sort that out, you'll the rest of the lap. I mean, you're already pretty much nailing the rest of the lap anyway. So that should have been a 1x because you went over that grass bit on the end.
Yep, it was.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, while I'm waiting for my rift to warm up, I'm going to go and do my thing. All right, so I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
With my tea. Hand speed, mate. Hand speed.
I hear it.
black flag. You didn't exit the pit safely. We have a stop and go penalty.
Jeez, I just saw 204.8. I thought it was 104.8. I thought, Jesus, my work's done this week.
You wish. It's never going to be that good. In both our wildest dreams.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because there's like, I mean, this, you know, I used to think this as well. You know, I used to wonder what the actual perfect lap time would be. You know, every week. You know, what is it? Could be, because there is a lap time this car will not beat. You know,
Sure.
it just can't do it. It can't do it. I just wonder what it always is. You know. I don't think it's too far away from what we get. You know. But
I would guess so. Based on the amount of effort and concentration you put in, it's probably pretty close.
yeah, because we can put in tons more laps than the real drivers could. You know,
yeah.
obviously, you can sit there for days. You know. Yeah, that's good. So with this entry, I'd from the carousel or whatever it's called, I would make that transition across the track a bit less, so I wouldn't get over to the right hand side quite as quick as you are, unless you've got a brake marker that you're using that makes you have to do that. Then I would do it, but
so after the carousel and before that,
yeah, I just let it come over. Yeah, I'd let it drift over to the right hand side a little bit. Well, just let it do it on its own sort of thing, you know, like don't really sort of make it a conscious effort to get over to the right hand side. Because in what you're doing there, I mean, we're talking minuscule amounts here, but you're actually slowing down because you're actually driving the car across a track, you know. So anytime you're not going in a straight line, the car's slowing, you know. So, and it really is as bad as that at this place. So see the angle you're coming out now? Just let it carry on at that angle. Like that, yeah, perfect. And then you'll end up there where you need to be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good throttle with inputs. I can see, I can tell. What set are you using anyway, by the way?
The last one you were running on VRS.
Yeah, okay.
I added
the one with the stiff roll bars, is it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it will be.
I added 2 gallons of fuel, so I started with 4 gallons.
So
it's not really the qual set, but it's in between.
Yeah. I've only done that to beat Seb. I know he's doing. I know he's doing it as well. You know.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Well, and in a super clean session, and
yeah. You remember Raf Dorado?
Yeah.
He's going to be commentating.
I saw something about that on the forums. I didn't know whether he was going to follow through, but I saw him asking about Joe.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. I said to him, "Oh, you got to get on," because he was saying, "Oh yeah, I'll message him tomorrow." So, "Man, mate, do it now because you need to get in, and because someone, these spots go quick.
Um,
And Joe really, honestly, doesn't mind who does it.
yeah.
You know,
Well, it sounds like
out of all the guys that he's got, so.
sounds like the community has you to thank for that.
Well, I don't know because he. I mean, I know Raf was talking about it a long time ago when I was racing him. When he was with us, he was talking about doing it. So I said, "Yeah, go for it," because like I said, it's always better if a driver knows what he's talking about with a series, and he knows us. He's raced us hard, so he knows what we're going to be like racing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, he hasn't really been active since I joined the community racing,
Right.
but I definitely know the name.
Me and him had an unbelievable season. He won it in the end, and it changed my practice. He forced me to practice more. It was unbelievable the fight we had. It was just constant. So he would set up a VRS session on Sunday. I remember the first week of the season was in Lagos, and he came and Andre Schumacher turned up at the same practice session or hosted session or something like that before the track opened. And I was thinking, oh, okay, they were both quite quick. Andre was pretty good. He's always been pretty good at Lagos, and Raf was a bit quicker. And I think it took me sort of, I don't know, 3/4 of the session to beat their lap times, well, beat Raf's time, and then he got another fast lap, and I thought, that was it. I was actually thinking this is true as well. I was actually looking at the people that were going to be driving that season because I knew Rob was out. Toppy wasn't even with us, and Uwe's Uwe. He's always going to tow up, but is he going to be quick? Because he just doesn't practice, so you never know. So you never really have to worry about Uwe over a championship as long as you know you're going to be there and practice as hard as you can. And there's going to be sort of half the races he's going to be with you on pace, and half of them he won't be. So you never really have to worry about him. So that was always going through my mind in week 13. I was like, we was like checking out. I really wanted to, race and win another season. And so I was literally thinking, oh, this is going to be an easy one. Right. So, and then Raf shows up from nowhere. Andre shows up from nowhere in this host. And then right at the end of the session, Raf got a good lap time. And I always remember thinking, oh, shit, this is going to be one of those seasons now. I knew it from that moment, the first host in Lagos, and then the next day, I looked at his VRS and he'd done about 200 laps, and I was thinking,
all right,
this is a wake up call, So I did like almost as many laps as he did to beat his time again, and then he obviously started looking at my VRS, and I started looking at him all the time. And he would open a VRS session up on Sunday night. Every Sunday night, he would start a VRS session and do a good sort of 100, 150 laps and get a good lap time. And it was just the whole week was just a VRS battle between me and him. It was non-stop. And then I couldn't do all the races. He won the championship, and he says that because I won more races, he sort of says that I did better than him, so really I should have had the championship, but he obviously won it. But I'll tell you, the best part about that whole championship was Mosport. Mosport was an unbelievable race between me and him. He got pole position, I think, and drove away, and he got a second gap on me. And I'll tell you what, Glenn, I pushed like mad to catch him back up, and it took the whole race just for me to eat into that second that he'd got. And I finally got close to him in the last two corners, and I had one of the best overtakes I've ever done on the service on the front straight. I completely dummied him. I went to the outside, he went to the middle of the track, and then I dived down the inside for turn one. And I tell you what, it was so close. They didn't really pick it up on GSRC at the time. Obviously they saw the overtake, but they didn't see how close the front of my car was to swiping him out, across his exhausts.
Yeah.
as I went from the left side to the right side to get the dive down the inside, you know. So yeah, it was a good season, really good season.
Sounds memorable.
Yeah, it was. I'll never forget that one.
And so that's when he first kind of turned up and came around.
Mm.
Has he been active? Was he active for a while after that? How long ago was that?
No, I don't think so. No, he came back and did a few races, but I think work sort of kills him a bit. But it was COVID, so it was around that time, wasn't it? So he had all the time. Mm. He's got a nice rig though. I went to his house, had a go on his rig and stuff. He was one of the guys. It was me, him, and Yuri Geisen. We ended up in Raf's house when I got there, and we ordered a pizza and watched a broadcast race. That was cool.
Sounds fun.
And I really like it. Do you know what? I really like his house, and it's all his wife's doing. His house is done up like a 70s house. It's unbelievable. I loved it. It was like going back to when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's got all this 70s furniture going on, and they've got all this, they've got like a 70s record player with all vinyl up on the shelves and stuff. It's unbelievable. I loved it. It was like going in a time capsule, you know.
I remember seeing pictures, I think.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
By the way, at some point you'll have to notice my livery for the season. Rolly did me one that looks like the airplane.
Oh yeah. I saw it on. I saw your request. Let me check it out. Oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, he does good work. It's nice.
I'll tell you, he does good work, mate. You wait till you see mine. In fact, I'll come out on track and I'll show you. Because I love it. I'll come out in front of you. You can stop and have a look. And then we'll get you into the fives.
Sounds good.
We now 7.3. Yeah, I don't know what is it? Consistency? I haven't even been watching. I'm not paying attention really. A few mistakes, must be some mistakes here and there.
Yeah, it's my usual thing. Just kind of takes me a long time to get warmed up in the groove. I don't know. And then of course it's just me. Probably just bad technique habits.
Yeah. All right, I'm on the racing line of turn one. Just stop when you get to turn one, and I'll show you. You can see his paint.
Okay.
Seb called me Mick Clear Edge.
I did see that.
Yeah. So I said to Rolly, change the name from Bandini to Clear Edge, because this is a Bandini paint from '67. Oh wow, yeah, yours says pits on the front and everything. So is that the actual font of your writing on your plane as well?
The font, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
it looks good, doesn't it?
the kind of the two stripes coming together with the diamond is a pretty common image. And,
yeah. Is that like sort of like the factory paint that they have?
It's kind of the standard, the stereotypical Pitts design.
Yeah.
With the starburst on the wings and yep.
Yeah. I remember it.
Yep, this one's very very typical Pitts.
Yeah.
And the diamonds.
This one's
diamonds. Yeah, pretty common.
All right, I didn't know they had diamonds on them as well.
Yeah, mine's got it.
Do you know what? I think they've updated the graphics on the suspension or something. I wonder if they've fixed that. Then that looks a bit different to me. I think they've changed the colour of them. Do you know what? It might be the weather here today because it's so foggy.
It's weird.
Yeah, because it does look darker. All those, the arms going in. Yeah, this was a Bandini paint. I don't know if you know who Bandini was. He was the guy that died at Monaco in '67. In the Ferrari.
Not specifically, but yeah.
Yeah, he had a horrible crash and he went down through the tunnel and then hit the hay bales in the chicane. The car just exploded. And they got him out, but I think he died a couple of days later.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the so he's in Grand Prix Legends. He's in the original sim, as the driver. Obviously, he drives all the way through the season.
Speaking of Clear Edge, apparently there's either has been or is about to be released a way to do clear coat on the liveries.
Yeah, Rowley was talking about that.
Yeah, he's all excited.
Yeah. Yeah, he did tell me about that GIMP program to do this painting, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'll have a go." And I loaded up this Bandini paint, and it was. I looked at it, and I just thought, "Oh God, Rowley."
It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, not for me. Right, so go on.
No, I'm just gonna say that my VR settings are on the edge. I'm still getting a little bit of stuttering. I had to turn down some.
Do you know what? Before I even tell you to get into the fives, I better make sure I can in this weather, and because that's going to be
Fair enough.
That's going to be embarrassing, isn't it? You can jump in with me for a couple of laps if you want. You might see something different before I start.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I can tell you when I'm guessing I'm going to be like full power a lot earlier than you may be coming out of the S's and stuff like that. And yeah, it's funny. This is how my brain works now. Because I've got a Ferrari paint, I actually listen to different parts of the engine noise.
Yeah.
To try and try and scrape up any V12 sounds I can hear in there.
Nice.
So I'm finding it hard, but this feels like a really cold session. But it's probably got, the track usage is going to be way more than what me and Seb have been setting up.
Yeah, I set it at exactly half.
Yeah.
I set most of my practice sessions up that way if I've got control, just because it's kind of in the middle, and I'm not going to be that far off from most of the race sessions.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus, the car feels different to me. See, this is the thing. Rob always laughs his head off when I say this. Every season I say it. I don't know if it's, 56 megabytes update on it.
I don't know.
Might be the session. I don't know. I'll wait for the lap times.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the volume down on the engine as well. That's a bit of a no for me when I'm trying to go fast.
Yeah, does your game sound go down a little bit when we're talking on Discord?
No.
Mine seems to do that, and I've turned off all the attenuation in Discord, but still not sure what's going on.
Yeah. Don't know. Might be a mic setting or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't find it. I've looked.
Right.
It works. It's not a big deal. I was just curious.
Yeah.
One of those oddities. Makes me scratch my head.
Yeah. You can come all the way out here, like, it doesn't matter, don't get any problems there. Save it. No, yeah, no, yeah, I've got it.
Excuse me.
So what I'll do, I'll get some sort of decent lap time. I'll tell you what, it actually helps if I use the Delta, doesn't it? I haven't even got it on. Let me get that on. Try and get to the keyboard without crashing.
Yeah, the challenge of VR.
Yeah. I always forget, I've got a wireless keyboard and I always forget to move it on the bed, just out of arm's reach.
Yep. I splurged, and when I bought the cockpit, because of where it's positioned next to my desk, I bought a second one, a kind of little cheap Bluetooth one. It's got a built-in glide pad and everything.
Oh, all right.
I couldn't make the other one work.
Right.
In fact, at the time, I had a wired keyboard, and that was not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I had it as well. Had wired keyboard, wired mouse. Every single time I moved anything, it would just all get jammed up with everything else. And
it does become a cable nightmare really quick.
Yeah, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
My setup's a little complicated because I was working here during the COVID, so I've got two displays and I needed it hooked to two computers, so I've got a KVM switch and all the extra cables for that.
Right.
I can only run my displays at 60 hertz because of the KVM switch, and
okay.
It's just a monstrous. In fact, I was thinking about it last night. I added a fourth monitor. I'm gonna switch my cockpit around and face the wall a little bit. But anyway,
yeah,
I added cabling and crawling around underneath the desk last night. Coincidentally, while the cat was having fun trying to figure out what I was doing, wondering what I'm doing down at her level. And what had occurred to me was, it is amazing that EMI doesn't cause more havoc than it does. There's just cables everywhere. All kinds of electricity running past other signals. And
yeah.
The main power cable going to the power strip running through all of it.
Do you know what? This feels so different. I'm even having trouble. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it might be the car. I'm having trouble even just holding it in a straight line down the straights. If I just move it slightly, it just wants to sort of swim about a bit. I know I've got the toe settings are probably not helping it, but it was fine. It always happens to me, mate. Always looking out for little changes that they haven't told us about.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I guarantee it, 10 times out of 10, I'm right.
Well, your curse is you can sense those things.
Yeah, I don't know if it's... I really don't know if it's me or the session, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I believe me, I know. Yeah.
But I've never had the car feel like that down the straight. I don't know, maybe I'm getting used to it now, I don't know. But the lap times aren't there, so... You know, I've even run out of fuel now, so... I mean, it's in the mid-6s, so that's more than the session. That's way more than the session. I'd expect the weather to just take a couple of temps off. Let me just put another quick couple of clicks of fuel in. don't like it if they change stuff without telling us. Handling of the 49.
That's interesting.
So, well, give me a bloody job then. If I can bloody feel it out here in SimWorld and you don't even know what you're doing, you you haven't even picked it up.
Yeah, that'd be ideal if they'd hire you and let you just focus on what you wanted to focus on.
Yeah, that'll never happen, will it? That didn't
Unfortunately,
even happen when I was doing the alpha testing for them. It was a nightmare.
the business does always come first, but
Yeah.
and it probably needs to be that way, but it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Believe me.
I don't know why they don't just. I mean, the guy that owns this car now in real life didn't know that this was the car that got scanned.
Oh yeah.
I was the one that told him that as well. Because he was it's the chassis number is R2, and so I knew anyway. It's the only 49 that's over in the States anyway, and this is the Jim Clark car for '67, not the Graham Hill car. So what happened is I can't remember the guy who. I think he's had about 4 owners since '67, and the story was that Chapman sold it, and what have I done here? Chapman sold the car, and the guy who bought it wanted the Graham Hill car because it was it did better in the championship or whatever it did.
Right.
So it was, or I don't know if it did or not, but it
I
was.
don't know.
He wanted the Graham Hill car. So that car was obviously worth more money. Like a Senna McLaren's going to be worth more than the Gerhard Berger McLaren. So that's what he wanted. He wanted the Graham Hill car, and Chapman said, "No, I'll sell you the Jim Clark car." So that's what happened. So that's what this one is. So it went down the line and all the rest of it, and so the Graham Hill car is worth X amount now, and this is obviously the Jim Clark car, so it's worth like 3 times more or something. So it was like, couldn't have been worse for Colin Chapman really when he did sell it, because he could have sold it later on for a lot more.
Sure.
But so it went to a guy called Peter something. I can't remember his surname, and he was the one that let iRacing scan it. And then he sold it on. So the guy who owns it now, he's the guy that races it a lot. So you'll see it, that's why you see a lot of videos of it at Barber and Laguna, because he's starting to use it more. In fact, he doesn't own it, it's his dad's. His dad owns it and he drives it. I think they've got like a mid-70s Ferrari as well, or something like that. Maybe Niki Lauda Ferrari. They got a few cars, a few nice classic Formula One cars. And so I just commented it on his YouTube channel and just said, "Oh, this is the car. I've won 15 championships in this car." And so he was like, "What?" So this is the car that iRacing scanned, and I've driven this a lot, So, and he actually, so that was his Laguna Seca video, and he spun it. And I said to him then, "Oh, it's nice to see the car being pushed, and getting near the limit." And he said, "Oh yeah, no, obviously." Wouldn't be able to push it as much as Jim Clark was and all the rest of it, which I think is a bit crap, really, saying something like that. But he so he didn't know this was the car that iRacing scanned. So completely forgot what I was telling you that for. I don't even know.
Not important. That's good info. All fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe something about testing it and
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because so he, he's obviously current and he knows what's going on now. Why don't iRacing just bring him in for a day? Just say, look, we'll bring you in for a day. You test the 49 out and just get it right.
Tell us what you think.
You know what? Why wouldn't you do that? Pay for the guy's expensive, help him out and show him a good time, take him out for dinner that night and stuff.
Yeah. I wonder. I do wonder. I mean, obviously, iRacing's exploded in the last 2 or 3 years, right? If they were doing okay before, they've really just gone big time.
Yeah.
I wonder, in the scheme of things, how much attention gets paid to these cars.
Yeah.
I don't fault them. They got a lot on their plate. They got a lot to do. They got a booming business. And I guess to a certain extent, to give them credit where it's due, I'm very grateful that it still exists. That it still gets updated. It's not completely ignored, right? Christian's obviously been given some leave to spend time on it, and so now, having said all that, I really wish we'd get the new damage model, but
yeah, totally. Yeah. This series would that would really bring this series up, wouldn't it? I mean, that would.
I think so.
I mean, the crashes in these things are. I mean, you look at something, a modern car, and the way they crash, even especially the tin top cars. That sometimes they can, well, not look boring or anything like that. It's a bit of a weird subject to say that, but I mean, the 49. I mean,
spectacular.
Crash this thing at 200 mile an hour. It's going to show up. You're going to see some bruising.
It's going to leave a mark.
Yeah. Well, so that's a pretty good lap, mate. So this is going to be still in the 6s. So that's us, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Do one or two more. Do one or two more. I want to talk about your brake point in the carousel.
Okay. Oh, I'll show you where. I'll stop where that is then. So all right, I'll talk through a lap, right? So full power now in third, up to fourth. Full power now, all the way around here. I'll stop at this brake marker. And it'd be a good idea for you to do the same thing, because it's the only thing I can really think of that helps me out here. See that wooden building on the left, that framework?
Yeah. That's
what I use. So when it gets to about there in my peripheral, maybe even a little bit before that. Well, I don't see those 3 people standing there on the left. I don't know if you've got them turned on.
I do.
It's about there, but so if you're looking forwards and you see the white frame building in your peripheral, wherever that is for you, then I'd use that. There's nothing else really you can use, is there?
No, there's a couple of tire marks on the track, but I don't.
Yeah, they're so hard to see.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, down to second gear. Is it second gear? Yeah, second gear. Up to third gear. So run over this curb. That's about ideal for the amount you want to use. And then this brake marker is the end of this white thing on the right hand side, which I've just missed. Look. So that billboard on the right, whatever that is, it's just a marker for the bridge, ain't it? It's probably an advert on the other side.
I think there's a sign on the other side.
Yeah. So the very end of that's the brake marker.
Okay, so that's a little bit later than I was braking. That's good to know.
Right. And here there isn't really one. I'll just go by what the engine sounds like. Tough corner, the last corner, isn't it?
Let's see. On this track, I struggle with that one and turn 1.
Right, okay. Let's get this brake marker. So it's that yellow light.
Okay.
So it's when it gets to about, I'd say about there.
Okay.
Jesus, my brake pedal needs some WD-40 or some grease on it or anything. So turn 1 apex. So ideally, you want to be really running down this line here on the left. And then you can run as much as that over turn 1. So up to 3rd gear along here. And you're still on power when you turn in. So when you turn in, still on power here. And you only come off power about here. And then that gets the car to turn in. And then full on full power here. All the way up to about here. And then you have to come off again. Just to be able to hold that apex. And then up to 4th gear. And then you're full power through here.
Okay. Okay.
I'll just run one more lap. I'll try and brake drag it as well, so my tyres are warmed up. I've not tried this in qualifying yet. I wouldn't try it in qualifying yet. This is one of the only things that I think is a bit cheating. Brake dragging the car.
Yeah, it's that's unfortunate it still works.
Yeah. It's funny that...
But isn't that under the... Like, isn't that monitored under the qualifying scrutiny code?
As long as you don't go too slow. I mean, I would never... you know, if you... The only time the qualifying scrutiny comes up is if you're going too slow, I think.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But
I've never really worried about kind of trying to find a 10th in qualifying because my technique's been so crap.
Yeah.
That's not where I need to focus.
Yeah. So see the left-hand tyres then, all over the white line.
Yeah. I think that's another part of my problem is that I tend to turn in too early.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have a look at all that in a minute. So I'm up to 4th gear early there. So look at that brake dragging, man. I'm already up on my lap time. And I haven't even been warming it up. So I short shifted to 3rd that time and just went full power. Oh, 2nd gear this is, sorry. Tough to get that apex. Yeah, so what you find is you can, the best way to train for this track is just to see where you can get on full power. It really is.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm in your car, mate.
I'll run some.
Yeah. So yeah, late turning for turn 1 normally, and as long as you hit the apex, doesn't matter where you hit it from the midpoint onwards. So you can go from mid apex all the way up to a late apex. At any point in between those two is fine. The main thing is getting through these S's as quick as you can. So yeah, we should be able to get you in the 6s, mate. I was 6.6. Like I say, this place is a bit freaky with lap times.
What am I sitting at now?
7.3. Yeah, perfect line there. So full power as you turn in, still full power and then come off. Yeah, that's it. Then full power again, up to 4th. So you want to be in 4th gear way earlier than that.
Okay.
You want to be in 4th gear on the apex on the left. Because you're right at the top of 3rd gear there, so you're gonna just hit the rev limiter. And this is 2nd gear and then a short shift to 3rd gear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I noticed they changed the off-track dynamics a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel like the grass sucks me in as violently.
Oh, they changed the grass, didn't they?
Yeah, they changed, I think, all the non-tarmac surfaces somehow.
Yeah. So coming out the last turn, when you get to the apex of the last turn, you can almost smash the power down. So just concentrate on that corner for how hard you can get on the power and how early. In fact, because the track's so short, just do it everywhere. I mean, it's not like we're at the Nordschleife or anything like that. So when you initially gave it a stab, that's where you could have got it on. Yeah, even more. You got to set. I've got to see that steering jerk to the left, so you're controlling the rear. You know. So up to fourth now. Yeah, that's it. And hard on now. Full power. Don't lift. Steer it out. So when you go to fourth gear, you can go to full power and don't lift.
Keep forgetting to go down to second on that turn.
Yeah, that's alright. So the only thing you really need to do is you need to just be more aggressive on the power. Yeah, that's better.
Missed it.
That's alright. Hard down. That's it. There you go. See, the rear just rotates nicely. You don't have to do anything with the steering when it goes like that. That's what you're after everywhere. Yeah, nice. Hard down. That's it. Perfect. See, the steering, you steered it straight even before it needed to be. That was absolutely spot on. Again, hard down. Up to fourth and then hard down. Hard. That's it. See the rear rotate. Just treat the whole track the same. That's all you want to concentrate on now, is how hard and how fast you can get the power down. So short shift to third. Yeah, nice. You could change to third a little bit earlier there. That's a nicer line, yeah. Hard down now. And again, hard down on the exit. Yeah, nice.
What's up, 1500s?
Yeah. Yeah, 7.1, you're getting there, mate. So short shift up to fourth a little bit earlier than you did last time. That's where you need to just keep your foot down. That's the only place you're getting a bit scared now. You're just lifting on that last part of the S. You don't have to. So on the right, on the last right hander of the S's, you want to be steering straight or left, coming out of there. And that's where you'll gain if you can do that, so as soon as you change up to fourth gear, you can go hard full power, and then so you're going to be steering straight going round the right hander, the last part of the S's, and then that's where you're going to get into the sixes. Yeah, that's nice. So staying third, hard down. Fourth now. That's it. Hard down. It's all right. Hard down. Keep it down. As long as you can get that rhythm going in your feet, what you need to do. So there's the result, you see. Because you was hard down through the right-hander, that's why you know, we say it all the time, don't we, me and you? That's why you missed the next apex.
Got it.
It's just getting into your muscle memory how fast you can go through the S's there. I used to always set up for the S's at this place. As long as you can get through the S's, you'll be quick everywhere else at this place, even on the boot layout. So that's specifically why this setup is set up how it is so you can be full power coming out the S's. As soon as you change up to 4th gear, you can go full power and not lift. That's it, full power as soon as you can, and then you don't have to lift. You can change, I think you wanted to change up to 4th a little bit later then.
Okay.
So yeah, so I've actually given you wrong information there. As soon as you change up to 4th, you have to get to the almost the apex of the left-hander. You know, the middle part of the S's before you can get to full power. But once you can get to full power in 4th gear, you can just keep it there, and you should be just on that apex on the left-hand side. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. I'll be able to tell you this time round. Yeah, nice. Hard down, that's it, up to 4th. Hard down now, all the way. That's it, don't lift. That's better, that's a bit clean, that is all the way through there. Just watch your brake marker. Short shift to 3rd. You can change up to 3rd a little bit earlier. So when you go around the first right-hander of the S's, just make sure you get to full power in 3rd gear before you change up to 4th. So off power now, well, on power and then off at the apex. Now hard down again. That's it, gets the rear rotated and hard down now. So that's where you can get on power earlier. So that's a perfect line. If you would have got on power earlier, then when you went up to 4th gear, the rear would have rotated and you would have been away from that last curb on the right, you know?
Got it. I was still up 1500, so that's progress.
Yeah, that's where the main that's where the main part of your lap time is. You just have to nail that line and where you can get on power, how hard you can get on power, and all of that. I think everything else is almost pretty much there. It's just going to be minute differences in power application, especially in turn 1. The only thing I can really see is probably getting on power earlier in turn 1.
Okay.
On the apex. If you absolutely nail it, you can be on full power when you're on that curb on the right, on the apex curb. So you got it, so you can do it. Yeah, there you go. So faster hands, mate, and you'd have caught it. So always aim for that in turn 1 now, because you've seen what you can do. I mean, you saved it, do you know what I mean? So you can do it. It's just a question of that hand speed, it's just that flick It's not so much the speed that you moved the steering. That was fine. The actual, and that's actually why you saved it. But it's the time difference between putting your foot down and moving your wheel.
Okay.
That has to be together, you know, like you know. So you could have been full power then as you was on that curb.
Okay.
So that's all you need to do there. You're nailing the first part of it. I think you can still get on power harder in third gear after the first right-hander in the S's. So as soon as you get to the apex, just give it the full power, and it will just let the car rotate. All you're doing is you're doing two things. You obviously, because you're getting on power, the car's going down the track faster, but you're getting the rear to rotate. It's all about getting the rear round, so you don't have to, you know, you can't do it with the steering. The car's going too fast. If you try and do it with the steering, it's going to understeer. So getting your foot down is getting the rear rotating. You're turning the car with it, you know. So you just turn into the first right, foot down hard, come off at the apex, and then as soon as you can, hard down again. There's no subtlety there. It's just full power off, full power off. Yeah, you can still. The earlier you're on power in fourth gear, the easier you'll have it. You'll find yourself away from that the right hand wall. You know.
Okay. Which seems really counterintuitive.
Yeah, there's a fine line. So don't take my, you know, don't think that you're going to be able to get on power, you know, 20 car lengths earlier and miss that wall. It's not going to happen. You know yourself. But that you have to find that point where you get on power so early that the car rotates enough, but you still just miss the wall. So there's obviously a point where you're going to get on power too late, but you get on power hard enough and you miss the wall by miles. And then there's a point where you get on power too early and the car's just going too fast for that right-hand wall and you're going to hit the wall. So you need to find out where that sweet spot is, and there is one there, and you just need to nail it a few times and you'll get it. So turn one exit's pretty good now. You can stay on power as you turn in there at the start of it. Yeah, still miles too late on power then fourth. Well, saying that, it might not be miles, it might just be the lag, but I can see the car's not, you know. The car looks too safe there, you know. The way you're coming out of the turn one exit, where you're steering straight and you know the car's rotating on the rear tyres, that's how you want to be when you're coming out the S's. In fact, that's how you want to be coming out of it everywhere on the whole service. That's literally the secret to the car, you know, as you know.
That was fuel.
Yeah. It's getting there, mate.
Slow but sure, like always.
Yep. So just remember, when you come out when you turn in here, you can stay on full power as you turn in, and then lift off where you are now, and then full power back down again, then up to fourth gear. And what happens is you're going down the turn one exit curb all the way on the left. So when you turn in on full power, the rear wants to snap out. That's all you're ever trying to do you're always trying to get the rear to snap out so you don't have to do anything with the steering. Still got to get on full power early in fourth, even on this outlap, you know, even with freezing cold tyres. What I actually want to see is you seriously drift the last part of the S's. So that means that you've gone past the limit of how fast you can get out there, you know?
Got it. That's my goal.
Yeah, because you're never going to know where the limit is until you go past it, you know? So you need to find out where it is on the wrong side of it, you know? Yeah, you can still stay on power earlier, more there in third. Yeah, it's getting closer now. See how you have to worry a little bit about the end of the corner there?
Oh yeah.
That's getting closer now. So what happens is the more you nail that corner, the further back that worry point becomes. So you was just getting the rear was just starting to go, wasn't it? Right at the end of that right hand S.
Right.
So that comes a lot earlier. When you get it right, that starts backing up towards that wall, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, the only thing you really need to work on there is you can stay on power a little bit more on the initial turning. You can keep your foot in, and then just straight off. You know, no, like I say, no subtlety. Just bang, full power from turn one. So from turn one, full power until you've turned in, then straight off as quick as you can. Run down that right hand apex, bang, straight down again, in between the third and fourth gear part. So again, stay on power as you turn in more. You can still stay on power as you turn in more. And in that time, because you were running down the right hand curb nicely, you could go full power there again. Yeah, that's nice. Nice lines as well. Yeah, nice line there as well. That's it. That's the one. Yeah. Hard now. I think you could have been on power. The first part of the S's there was perfect.
Okay.
You couldn't do anything better there. Just maybe need to adjust your turning point there because you just slightly missed the apex, you know, the first apex. But that power, what I'm talking about is the power application, the way you kept your foot in there as you turned in. That was spot on. You can't do any better than that. And then you just need to sort out where you can get on power in fourth gear miss that wall. So that was what I'm saying. So that last part is crucial. You have to get that absolutely nailed to be able to just run that last part, you know. And like I say, the car needs to be sliding there. Hard down there. Yeah, that's it. Nice steering there. Yep. Hard down. Yep. Hard down straight away now. That's it. There you go. Keep it down. Keep it right. So that's the first time you've gone past the limit.
Got it.
So that's and I guarantee you're not far past the limit there.
Okay.
That's pretty close to spot on. So this little S section here, what we're going through now, it's a perfect sort of way to show you how to treat every corner on iRacing, because you really learnt something there when you lost the back end there, didn't you? Like that showed you that you was on power too much too early, and it's a really good way of remembering that.
Yeah, and I wish there was a way to, I don't know, remember it easier or quicker for me, because
Yeah.
it seems like, well,
the thing, this is what this is, Glenn. This all goes back to when you get in your session, just consciously saying to yourself, how can I change something here? You know, and that's the thing you need to speed up. So it's everything. So it's not just you know, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to explain, but that's the way you have to. If you look at that every time, so as soon as you get in a practice session, that's what you think. Right, how can I get faster through that little corner? How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I do that? As long as you think that every time you get in the car, it happens quick. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I knew you'd be sliding there on that. That was a spot on. That upshift was spot on to third gear there. That's exactly what you want. Yeah, nice. That's nice. You've only just come out of the pits as well, or did you have damage? I can't remember.
yeah, that was a first beyond the outlet,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So when you go off the track like that in turn one, I think where you came back on, I think that's pretty close to the slowdown limit. So don't ever come on later than that, you know? I think you'll get a slowdown.
Got it. Still struggling with that brake marker.
Yeah, it's a tough one because if you're using that white building, what I use, you're really looking out to the left of the track almost. It's a shame there's nothing major. Do you know what? I've actually thought of it. I've never done it, but I've actually, when it is tough like that, I've always thought to myself, why don't I use the racing line? You know?
Yep.
There's nothing that, you know, I remember saying, I think I said it to you at that Ruskgen place or whatever it was called, you know? You can, you know, that's a massive advantage on blind corners, isn't it? Someone paints a nice racing line down on the track for you. You're the only one that can see it.
My racing line, exactly.
Yeah. Just, I mean, it's funny because there's so much to it, you know, going through those S's. Even there, when you know, you can pick apart absolutely everything. So I was going to say then, I thought, no, I won't, because it's like he's done really well now. I was going to say then, even when you got up to fourth gear, I could tell you got on power a little bit too much, but I don't think you'll do that again. It was just a weird one there. So there's so much to it, though, isn't there?
A little bit.
Mm.
If there weren't, it'd be boring.
Yeah, yeah. And don't do that on the last lap.
No.
So whenever you run down the so the right hander in the S is the first right hander. If ever you nail that nicely and you're running down that right hand curb like that, you can just go to full power.
I don't know what I did different there on that brake zone, but that was really nice.
Yeah. Let's see, you just got to speed those hands up, mate.
Closer.
Yeah. So it's a really good test of your hand speed, because you know you can have it, you can put your foot down full power there. And it really turns into one of those corners. When you get it right and you are full power there and you get that slide going like you did there, it's one of those corners where your eyes go big, you know, because you really need to stay awake and work out what's going on. Imagine doing that in real life as well, up there.
Can't.
Nice, full power there. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's it. See, the car just drifts out to the left. You can't do anything about that. So that's when that goes to that saying about when people say use all of the track. You can't not use all of the track there. The car will go out to the exit, and you'll be thinking whether you're going to be going on the grass or not. That's what that saying means. It doesn't mean, you know, go slow and drive out to the edge. It means you're going so far, you're going so fast that the car has to go to the edge of the track. There you go, 6.9. All in the S's, mate.
It feels so easy when it happens.
Yep, yep.
I don't want to say anything, but the rest of that lap was a green delta too, and
Yeah. There you go, you're nailing this now. So the only difference is now it's just going to be difference in where you can get on power and how hard you can get on power through the rest of the lap. So what is it? So it's 3/10.
So that was a 106.914, and my optimal's 6.74. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what my optimal is. My optimal probably not far.
105.
487. So it's not a million miles away.
So your optimal is 3/10 faster. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
106.487.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But that's the thing. It's go on.
I was just I was doing a quick calculation with a 105, 106 lap. Call it 107 lap. What is that? I don't know. 0.75%, something like that.
Oh, God knows, mate. You lost me.
For a long time, that was how I was judging my progress. I had a little script that would run, and it would, back when I was running the Skippy, it would capture my fastest lap, my average lap, and then the fastest lap and average lap of whoever won top split, that slot. Okay. And then I would compare that percentage, right? How am I 106% of their speed, 101% of their speed, or whatever? And that was kind of how I was trying to keep track of my progress.
Yeah.
What time is it? All right. It's 20,
about 1.5 hours.
Yeah, 20 after 8 my time. Let's go ahead and give this one a call for now.
All right.
I saw tomorrow morning they've got downtime scheduled right in the middle of our normal session, so that won't work. Right. But what about Friday morning?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just bear with me. I've got an hospital appointment. 1 sec.
No problem.
Let me just go and get it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the time.
No worries.
1 sec, mate. Friday's no good. It's at 10:45.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, that's a shame.
That's okay. I know that.
What about any evenings? Can do an evening.
Well, that's a good question. Let me.
I can do any evenings, mate. I'm normally sat here twiddling my thumbs around in the evenings, mate. So any evenings you want to do.
Let me take a look at. Emily's traveling. She'll be back tomorrow night. So let me take a look at her flight schedule on Thursday night.
Okay.
So tonight's a possibility. I'll have to get back to you once I get into my morning in an hour or
two.
No
worries. Yeah.
And then potentially Thursday.
Okay.
And I'll take a look at schedule and confirm.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect, mate.
Brilliant. Yeah. All right.
I think you've actually hit John Olsen's pace there today.
I think so. Okay.
He was 3/10 off.
That'd be exciting.
I got a 105.3. He was 105.6.
Okay.
And that was after a chunk of laps what he did. So, yeah.
If I could just make it a little more consistent, that's the goal. I think so.
Yeah.
After my on again, off again last season, right? Yeah. Kind of there's some pace and there's a wall all of a sudden. I think maybe the goal for this season is going to be stay in races, stay alive, and learn how to have some patience so that I don't make stupid mistakes. I don't miss the break point because I'm distracted by something or something.
If I was you, I would do this thing. I would really do this because I still think you're going to be suffering from what could we call it? Dr. Glenn and Mr. Becker. I think you're going to be practicing at one level and racing at another. So I reckon I still think you should write off maybe even, I don't know if you can do the first. I don't even actually know what races you do. I don't even, forget what everyone does. But if you can do, if you do you normally do the Thursday race?
No.
Right. What? Oh, it's the Friday night race you do, isn't it?
Usually, only thing I can do is Friday night and then Saturday. Right.
I'd write off the Friday night race and just go for it.
Okay.
That's what I would do because you got to find a way of getting out of this, this different practice to a different race sort of feeling, you know, because I think that's what happens with you. You sort of get a bit, you know, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to crash. I don't want to do this. I don't want.
Right.
I think you should just forget about that. I think really you should just write off the Friday races and just think, right, I'm fucking going for it, and you ain't going to beat me.
Okay.
You know, just try and see if you can take that over to Saturday, because it's only going to be you know, if you get a couple of races in where you went for it, and especially at this track, because this track's easy. Do you know what I mean? And I guarantee you, people like Uva and who else? Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. But you know, most of the guys are not going to be concentrating on the S's as much as we have today. You know, through the whole week. You know, so like I say, and then so next time we meet up, I'll come out on track and stuff like that, and we'll talk about like overtakes and what to do and stuff and things like that. I don't know when Ryan wants to meet up either. Maybe Ryan can meet up and we can do something with him.
Yeah, that'd be a blast. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Get back to me and let me know then.
I will.
Yeah.
It'll be just a couple hours, but I'll throw you a note.
Yeah, perfect, mate.
All right. Thanks again. Right. Have a good morning. See ya.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. See ya.